Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let us learn how to create RDS database directly from lab. So first go for on the top right corner, you can see services. There under search tab, you can type RDS or else if you open services under that, under database, you see the first service that is RDS. Just click on that RDS. So now you entered into RDS dashboard. Here you can see there are no database instances which are created till now. So now I'd like to create a database. Now, how many options I have? Two. What are they? Restore from S3. So if you have any backup in S3, then you can able to restore your database from that backup. Or else, if you want to create your own database from starting, then just click on this create database. Since we are learning, we'll create from scratch. That is, click on create database. We are not creating from any backups. So click on create database. After clicking that, you reach to this page. That is, you are redirect to here, create database. So you have two options. That is standard create and easy create. So in this easy create, there are best practices which are already configured for you by default. Since we are learning, let us create from scratch. So first, that's why I'd like to choose all the possible options. So in order to learn, I'd like to choose all the possible options. So that's why I'd like to click on standard create. So under this, you can able to see engines. So what are the engines that we discussed? Those all present here. MOM PMA, MySQL is there, Oracle is there, MS SQL is there, P, that is PostgreSQL is there, and M, that is Maria is there, MariaDB is there, and Amazon Aurora is there. So here you can see 6 database engines are available for me now. So you can choose based on your requirement. So now I'm creating my instance database engine. That is which engine I want to run in my database. So that you need to select here. So for now, I am moving on with MySQL. Based on your need, you choose that and you choose the specific version. Now, MySQL is sufficient for me for this demo. So I clicked on MySQL and I clicked on version as 8.0.17. So now let me scroll up. So now the immediate next option is templates. There are certain templates already available for you. So if you want for production environment, then click here. This template will provide you high availability, consistent performance, and fast response architecture. So if you want for testing and development, then choose this. So if you open your account for the first time, then you have a free tier. For that, for learning also, they provide you a template. So you choose this. So now, in order to see seamless services, let me click this production environment. And here you can see DB instance identifier. What is this DB instance identifier, sir? This is nothing but in order to identify your database, you need to configure some name, right? Yes. So that is this. Now you can put your master name for logging to your database instance. Whenever first time you log in or every time you log in, you need to specify your credentials, that is master name and password. So this is same like creating your account. So write your master username and put your master password and retype the password here. That's it. Your master name and your password will be taken for you. So whenever you first log into that, so in order to identify you, the database need these credentials. You need to provide these credentials to log in at the first time. Now I just entered my password and you can see the next session, that is configure your instance size. This is nothing but configuring your instance type. So based on your instance type, it will process your storage. So here we have already discussed these instance types in previous videos. Those who don't know about these instance types, please watch that video so that you got much more clarity about this. Based on your need, you choose standard or memory optimized or burstable classes. And among that also, you need to choose the instance type in that family. What are the instance type you want that you need to choose here. Next, you can see under this storage. So this storage also we have explained you under the previous videos only. So those who want to know about the storage, then please watch it so that they got good knowledge on it. So coming to storage, you need to select based on your need. And since it is a provisioned IOPS, you need to allocate some storage. That is, I'm allocating 100 GB. And for provisioned IOPS, you have an option to provide how many IOPS you can able to provide. You can see under that provisioned IOPS option is visible. You can see there is an option that is provisioned IOPS. So here you need to enter how many input outputs per second that you require. And you can see there is a auto scaling group, storage auto scaling. You need to enable this to auto scale your storage. So during explaining scaling of your RDS, I explained about storage auto scaling as well as compute auto scaling. So in order to provide storage auto scaling, you need to click on enable here. So maximum threshold storage will be how much amount you want that you provide here. This will charge you, charges will apply when database auto scales to specified threshold. So for this threshold, up to this threshold, so allocated storage is this, right? And this is the maximum threshold of your storage. From here to here, your storage may auto scale whenever you enable it. So based on your storage that is used, you may be charged. So if you scroll up, then you have an option called availability and durability. If you require multi-agent deployment, then click do create a standby instance. Click on here. So if you only require standby instance, do not create a standby instance. Click here. Based on your availability and durability, choose this multi-availability zone deployment. So if you choose this multi-availability zone deployment, then you got your instances in multiple availability zone so that you can able to overcome the failover. So coming to this, here you can see connectivity. Do you want to place at where, in which VPC you want to place, that you need to provide here. So you can see under this additional connectivity configurations. If you move it up, then you can see after creating database, after a database is created, you cannot change your VPC. So you cannot change your VPC selection after your database is created. So whenever you click on additional configuration, additional connectivity configuration, then you find these additional details in which subnet group that you want to put your database instance, that you need to click here. If you want to provide publicly accessibility, then click on yes. If not, no. So if you click on no, then you can able to access your database only within your AWS only, within your AWS account. That means within your infrastructure only you can able to access your database. Now, next you can see VP security group. You can choose the existing or else you can, if you want, you can able to create the new one. So based on the security group, you can able to create a firewall so that you can able to allow only certain users to access your database instance. Next, you can see an option called availability zone. Under availability zone, you have an option. If you click here, then you can see what are the availability zones under your VPC subnet. There you can able to select your required availability zone. If you have any preference, if you do not have any preference, then click it on no preference. Then you also need to provide in which port you are accessing this database. So that you need to provide here. And at final, you can see database authentication. So database authentication options, you can choose password authentication. You can authenticate your database by using password or else by using IAM password and IAM database authentication. If you want to provide, if you want to provide additional security to your database authentication, then you choose here that is a password and IAM database authentication. Your database is authenticated only when password is correct and the user is authenticated by IAM user. So then only it will be authenticated. Under additional configurations, you can see database options. That is, you need to provide your initial database name and you need to provide database parameter group and optional group. If you want to enable, if you want to enable backups for your database, then click here to enable your backups. And if you want to store certain days your backup, then you need to select under backup retention period. Here you can see backup retention period. Here, if you want to provide how many days you want to store your backup of your instance, then that you need to provide here. So here you can see backup window. If you have no preferences, that means it will take a base automatically backups. If you select any window, then at that moment of time only, it will take during the Windows moment of time. What are the selected window at that time only it will take. If you feel your service is available freely, that is no load at night time, then you provide window at night by time specifying. So another there is option that is copy tags to snapshots. If you want to copy tags, then click here enable. Then encryption, you can able to provide encryption here. Remember this encryption is costly to you, cost, it provides you some cost. And coming to here, you can enable encryption by just clicking tick mark here. So it will be encrypted by using KMS service. And so you need to provide a default encryption key or else you need to provide a default encryption key or else you need to provide your own master key here. You can provide monitoring by just clicking this checkbox and you can provide a granularity, that is nothing but a granularity monitoring, that is a specialized monitoring you can able to provide here. After every how much amount of time that you want to provide, that you click here. And monitoring role, in order to monitor this require IAM role, right? So that you need to provide here for the database. And if you want log exports, that is if you want to store your log exports like error logs, general logs, and slow query logs, then you have to enable here so that your logs will be stored. Then you can see maintenance. If you want to provide updates regarding versions of your software, then just click enable here so that it will upgrade all the versions which minor upgrades were present. And coming to this maintenance window, you can select this to provide maintenance. For select this window, then a dedicated window will be provided for you. If not required, then no preference you need to select. You can able to protect your database from deletion by using just enabling this. And finally, you can see an estimated cost is there. For your database instance, your cost is this. And for your storage, your cost is this. Totally, your cost is this. So this is the thing. If you feel everything is okay, then click on this create database, then it will create your database. Now you can see your database is created under dashboard databases, your RDS dashboard. databases, you can see your database is created successfully. So I hope in this way you can able to create your databases in RDS. I hope you understood this. How can we able to create these databases from directly console? So if you feel this video is contentful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye guys. Thanks for watching again.